Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining. We're going to get started in another moment or two to give everyone else time to log on. So feel free to hang out for another moment or two. If you're new to Savi, you can also create your Savi account while we wait by scanning the QR code and searching for your organization. Once again, for those of you that are just joining, we're going to get started in just another moment to give a few more people time to log on. Feel free to hang out for another moment or two or create your Savi account by scanning the QR code below. Alrighty, well, it looks like we have a good number of people on and we have quite a bit to cover, so I think we're okay to go ahead and get started. As always, a few housekeeping things to note. We want to let you know that this workshop is being recorded and informational materials will be available afterwards. We will upload this recording to our YouTube channel. It should be up by tomorrow morning, and we will send you all the link in a follow-up email. So you will have access to that recording. You can go back and watch anything you missed, and it will be there for you anytime you need it. If you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the Q&A. We will take a break to answer some questions out loud at the end. And I'm also joined by some of my teammates who are helping to answer your questions during the session. Finally, if you need to use closed captions, I am sending a link in the chat with instructions on how you can get those turned on. So during today's session, we will start off with some quick introductions as to who Savi is and what we do. And then we're going to spend most of our time talking about some recent policy updates that are impacting student loan borrowers. We're going to talk about one-time account adjustments, some updates to the SAVE plan, and some changes to the PSLF program. We'll then wrap up with some next steps on how you can get started with your Savi account. I also see a couple people are asking for the link on signing up. I will put that in the chat for you all as well really quickly. Apologies, wrong link. One moment. There we go. If you are using that link to sign up, you can search for your employer or membership organization who referred you to Savi, and then be redirected to their unique sign up page. Alrighty, so thanks for being here today. My name is Jobe. I'm a senior associate here at Savi. I'm also joined by two of my teammates, Matt and Rafa, from our support team, who you may have worked with in the past. We're all really excited that you're here so that we can help you understand your student loans and talk about how Savi can make managing them even easier. In case you're new to Savi, here's what you should know about us. First and foremost, you are our top priority. We like to say that we serve student loan borrowers, not student loans. So even though we're here to help with managing your student loans, we're always putting you first, and we want to ensure we're doing everything we can to support you as the borrower. We've also got insider info that helps us to help you. Our team has over 2 decades of expertise, and many of us are also student loan borrowers ourselves. I too am included in that. I have student loans, so me and the rest of my team know firsthand what it's like to have student loans, and this helps us to better serve you. And finally, saving has never been easier than it is with Savi. We show you personalized repayment and forgiveness options that are customized to your unique situation. And we help you take any necessary steps to enrolling so that you can lock in those savings. Savi is your student loan benefit, and we work by partnering with employers and membership organizations to offer our services. We are your exclusive student loan benefit, helping you with any and all things student loans. Plus, we're also available for you and your family members. So if you have any family who has student loans, they too can sign up and get help with their situation. Our definition of family is really broad. So if it's immediate, extended family, whoever it is, anyone in your family can sign up because we want to help as many people as we can. Alrighty, enough about us. Let's now jump in and talk about some of those policy updates. So first, we want to talk about the one-time account adjustments. We've been talking about these before. There is an upcoming deadline with these, so we want to make sure we give you all of the necessary information to meet that deadline, which is in just a few weeks. You may have heard of these adjustments before, but it is an effort by the Department of Education to help you get closer to the forgiveness finish line. Historically, borrowers have struggled to meet all of the requirements for these forgiveness programs. This has left them making payments that did not count towards forgiveness. In response to this, the Department of Education is reviewing everyone's accounts and giving you credit for payments that did not previously qualify. These adjustments are going to put you closer to the finish line for forgiveness for both income-driven forgiveness and PSLF. These adjustments already started and they are going to continue throughout the fall. The Department of Education estimates that in total, borrowers will get an average of 3 years of additional credit. That means 3 years closer to getting forgiveness. Since the summer of last year, the Department of Ed has approved almost $44 billion of debt relief for more than 900,000 borrowers. So that's kind of the big picture, but looking specifically, what can you get credit for? Essentially, they're going to give you credit for any past payment that you've made. Anytime you were in repayment can be counted towards forgiveness, even if it did not meet the standard requirements. So you're going to get credit for any month where you were in repayment, even if that was a partial payment, if it was made late, if you had the wrong loan type, or if you were on the wrong repayment plan. You'll also get credit for extended forbearance and deferment periods. Forbearances of more than 12 consecutive or 36 cumulative months will be treated as if you were making payments during that time. And you'll get credit for any deferments before 2013. That time will also be treated as if you were making payments. All of these credits will be given to you, plus any of the periods before consolidating. So if you had the wrong type of loans and you had to consolidate, or if you still require consolidation, you'll be able to get credit for all the payments before consolidating as well. Typically, consolidation resets your payment count, but these adjustments will give you credit for those payments so that you do not have to start over. With all of these adjustments, there is a deadline. Previously, the deadline was in April, but it was recently extended to give you more time to consolidate. The adjustments are going to be automatic for borrowers with loans managed by the Department of Education. If your loans are not currently managed by the Department of Ed, you are required to consolidate to be included in these adjustments. So specifically, if you have commercially held FFEL loans, these are FFEL loans with some servicers like AES or Navient. If you have Perkins loans or HEAL loans, you must consolidate. If you do not consolidate, you will not be included in these adjustments and you'll miss out on getting credit towards forgiveness. The deadline to consolidate is June 30th. So that is just under a month away. It's at the end of this month, and you will need to submit your consolidation request before that date. Even if your consolidation is still processing, as long as you submit the request before that date, you will be included in these adjustments. So those are the people that need to consolidate, but there are also questions about who doesn't have to. Uh, a lot of times borrowers don't know if they should or not. If you have all direct loans, you are going to be included in these adjustments and you do not require consolidation. Also, if you have loans and you have not made any payments on them because they haven't entered repayment yet, you don't need to consolidate either. Really, these adjustments are for people who have been in repayment already, making payments. So borrowers with those FEL loans, Perkins, HEAL loans should consolidate. It's also in your best interest to consolidate if you have Parent Plus loans that you've been making payments on, or if you have loans from different time periods. Say maybe you went to grad school a couple of years later, took out more, you should consolidate too. If you have questions about whether you should consolidate and you need help doing that, Savi can assist with it. So you can add your loans to your Savi account, and we will notify you if you require consolidation. We'll also provide you with instructions on how you can submit the consolidation request in order to meet this deadline. So we really encourage you, take a look at your loan types, make sure that your Savi account is updated so that if you require consolidation, you can do that before this deadline and you can hopefully get closer to forgiveness. All right, update number 2. Soon, some changes are coming to the Save plan, which are going to lower payments for you even more. If you haven't heard of the Save plan, it's a brand new income-driven repayment plan that was released last year. For most people, it's the most affordable repayment plan that is offered because it has some generous rules that provide lower payments than the other plans. Anyone with direct loans can enroll and save. If you have FEL loans, you can consolidate them and be eligible for Save. The only people who unfortunately cannot enroll are Parent Plus borrowers, since the rules state that Parent Plus loans can only be paid on the ICR plan. And just like with all other income-driven plans, the SAVE plan is PSLF eligible, meaning payments made on SAVE can count towards PSLF. There are some benefits that apply specifically to SAVE. One of the biggest is that it covers any unpaid interest. We've heard time and time again of borrowers enrolling in a plan, making their minimum monthly payment, but their balance just keeps going up. In response to this, the Department of Education has created an interest subsidy on the SAVE plan. When you enroll and make your minimum monthly payment, if there's any leftover interest for that month, the Department of Education pays the rest of it for you. It's important to note that this does not change your interest rate. It does not change any past interest that already accrued, and interest is still accruing moving forward. The way it works is that if there is any leftover interest for that month, that remaining unpaid amount will be covered by the Department of Ed. So for example, if you have a minimum monthly payment of $50, but you accrue $100 of interest per month, that leaves you with $50 in unpaid interest. The Department of Education will then pay that for you so your balance does not increase. The SAVE plan also changes how payments are calculated. When you enroll into an income-driven repayment plan, they look at your total income and they set aside a portion of it to cover the costs of living. The leftover amount is called discretionary income, and that is what your payment is based on. In the SAVE plan, they set aside a higher portion of your income, resulting in a lower discretionary and a lower monthly payment. The way the SAVE rules work out, no borrower who earns less than $15 an hour has a minimum monthly payment. Anyone making less than that will be approved for a $0 monthly payment and won't have to make payments on their loans. Even if you make more than $15 an hour, you'll likely still see savings by enrolling, since less of your income is included when calculating your payments. In addition, the SAVE plan has a shorter forgiveness timeline than other plans. Under all other three plans, you have to pay for either 20 or 25 years before you qualify for income-driven forgiveness. With the SAVE plan, if your original principal balance was $12,000 or less, you can qualify for forgiveness after only 10 years of payments. As your original balance increases, so does your timeline to forgiveness. For each additional $1,000 that you borrowed, it adds 1 year to the timeline. So if you borrowed $13,000, you pay for 11 years. If you borrowed 14,000, you pay for 12, so on and so forth. The maximum timeline to forgiveness is 20 years if you have undergrad loans and 25 if you have grad. Again, that is specific just to the SAVE plan. So this is another benefit and draw for borrowers to enroll is if you have a lower balance, you could qualify for forgiveness sooner. All of those benefits are available right now, and starting soon, even more benefits are coming. Beginning in July, the final regulations for SAVE will be implemented. Once this is done, payments will be reduced further. If you are a borrower who has only undergraduate loans, your payment is going to be reduced to 5% of your discretionary income. If you have graduate loans, you're going to stay at 10%. And if you have both grad and undergrad, you'll be between 5 and 10%. Essentially, any borrower who has undergraduate loans will see more savings starting next month. And some borrowers will even see their payment cut in half. The Department of Education has said that payments will be automatically recalculated, meaning you will not need to reapply and these savings will be done automatically. We are encouraging borrowers to enroll right now, as once these new benefits are implemented, likely it's going to become even more popular. By applying now, you can get your applications in sooner and ensure that you are going to get that lower payment as soon as possible. Next update, some changes to the PSLF program. If any of you here are familiar with Public Service Loan Forgiveness or PSLF, you may know that previously it was managed by MOHELA. MOHELA is one of the federal loan servicers, and they were the only servicer who managed PSLF. Last month, though, the Department of Education started transferring the program from MOHELA over to student aid. This will allow the program to be managed internally and allow PSLF to be available across all loan servicers. So once this transition is complete, you will no longer transfer to MOHELA. You can enroll in PSLF no matter who your loan servicer is. In order to move the program over, they have to temporarily pause the processing of PSLF applications. So starting on May 1st and then running through July, no PSLF applications are going to be processed during this time. You can still apply. However, your application will be held and will not be processed until after the transition is complete. In addition, during the transition, your progress for PSLF and any PSLF documents will not be available on the MOHELA website. If you've already applied for PSLF and you don't see that information on MOHELA anymore, do not panic. You have not lost your progress. Everything is still there. It's just being moved over to student aid. Once the transition is complete, all of that information will be available again, this time on studentaid.gov. So are there any steps that you should take with these updates? You can apply like usual for PSLF. And we are actually encouraging you to still do that because it will help ensure that you get your results as soon as possible. Although they aren't processing forms right now, the longer you wait, the bigger the pile of forms for them to get through is. If you apply now, that'll get your form in sooner, meaning you'll get your results sooner. During this transition, they are not sending out any notifications about the forms. So if you apply, they don't even send a confirmation receipt. That's why we're recommending that you apply through Savi, because we can confirm that your form was successfully submitted and provide you with that notification that the Department of Ed isn't. You'll be able to track your forms in your Savi account, ensure they are submitted, and get them in for processing to get those results as soon as possible. Keep in mind that because they aren't providing any updates, you're not going to see updates to your payment accounts until after this transition is complete. Once the transition is over, all these payment accounts will be updated again. Even though PSLF applications are not being processed, payments are still due. So Mohila is not servicing PSLF, but they're still servicing loans, meaning you still need to make your monthly payments, and you should definitely do that because they are due. In the event that you are close to the finish line and you make your 120th payment during the pause, you will be refunded for any extra payments after the pause ends. Alrighty, so those are our main three updates for you. Let's now go through a couple of frequently asked questions and then wrap up with getting started with Savi. How can I get my loan forgiven? This is probably the number one question we receive from borrowers. And the great news is that there are quite a few programs which can provide you with loan forgiveness. The two most common programs, because they have such a broad eligibility, are public service loan forgiveness and income-driven forgiveness. For those of you pursuing PSLF, this program forgives your remaining loan balance after you've worked in public service while making payments for a 10-year period. Specifically, you must work in public service, have direct loans, and make payments on an income-driven plan. You need to meet all three of those requirements and make payments for 10 years. Once you've done that, your entire remaining loan balance is forgiven. The other great program that can provide forgiveness is income-driven forgiveness. This forgives your remaining loan balance after you've paid for a certain amount of time on an income-driven plan. How long you have to pay for depends on a couple of factors, like what plan you're on, your loan types, even your balances. For the SAVE plan, your repayment period is 10 to 25 years. For all the other plans, it's 20 or 25. So those are two great programs that can provide you with some savings. And the good news is that Savi can help you to enroll in them. You can see your eligibility for both of these programs and even apply to enroll all within your Savi account. What do I do if my payment is too high? Payments did resume last year in October, and that was after a 3-year pause due to COVID. Now borrowers are having to account for a monthly expense that they did not have to worry about for quite a long time. So many borrowers are struggling to afford their payment. If you're in this situation and your payment is unaffordable, we recommend using our personalized repayment calculator to explore options. You'll be able to see your eligibility for different repayment plans and even forgiveness. Typically, we recommend enrolling in an income-driven repayment plan, as this will give you a low and more affordable payment that's based on your income and your family size. This also ensures that your payments count towards forgiveness, so that you could qualify for income-driven forgiveness or PSLF. It's very easy to do. Simply enter your info in your Savi application, and the results page will show you options for lowering your payment, potentially even getting it forgiven. Do I need to consolidate for the payment count adjustment? So again, not everyone is required to consolidate. You are only required to do so if you have loans that are not managed by the Department of Education. This means commercially held FFEL loans with servicers like Navient or AES, borrowers with Perkins loans or HEAL loans. Borrowers with those loan types are required to consolidate. While not required to, some other borrowers could benefit from consolidating. If you have Parent Plus loans or any FFEL loans, consolidating can get you into the correct type needed for forgiveness while giving you credit for your past payments that you already made. You may also benefit from consolidating if you have loans from different time periods. This is because consolidating loans with different payment counts applies the higher count to your new loan. For example, if you have a loan with 100 payments and a loan with 50 payments, consolidating applies that 100 count to everything, making you eligible for full forgiveness all at once. So again, commercially held FFEL, Perkins, or HEAL required to. Parent Plus, FFEL, or different time periods should consolidate. If you're not sure if you require consolidation, we recommend adding your loans to your Savi account, and we will notify you if you require consolidation. You can also ask any of our student loan experts if you should consolidate if you're enrolled in our essential membership. How can I apply through programs for Savi? We've made it really easy to see your eligibility and to get enrolled. Once you've entered your general information into your Savi account, you'll see options on our results page. We'll show you things like what income-driven or payment plans you qualify for, if you're eligible for forgiveness, and show you some specific numbers like what your payment amount is, your timeline to forgiveness, and your forgiveness amount. Based on the option that you choose, the application will automatically guide you on creating the necessary forms. So if you're switching your repayment plan, we will create and submit that income-driven application. If you're enrolling in PSLF, we will create and submit all necessary PSLF forms. This way, you don't have to worry about knowing the requirements, knowing what's out there. We've made it really easy. You just have to enter your information and we will show you what is available for you. Can Savi help me with my loans? 100% yes. We do not want any borrower to struggle alone, and we are always here to help as much as we can. As I've shown, after entering your information, the Savi application will show you personalized options for your situation. So these are not, just standard options. The results you see are tailored to your unique situation so that you know you are getting the best outcome. If you need more support and you're looking for a higher level of service, you can enroll in Savi's Essential or Pro memberships. These are memberships with Savi that give you access to one-on-one support from our student loan experts. These memberships are great because we can discuss your options with you, we can help you enroll in these programs, and we can even help with complicated situations like loan servicer issues. We can resolve those. We can get you on track for forgiveness. Really, there are too many benefits to even talk about because these plans are so helpful. We like to say that no concern is too big or too small. So if you are struggling and you're looking for help, we encourage you to enroll in our Essential or Pro plans so that we can help you with your situation. Alrighty, gonna go over a few next steps, and then we'll open it up to try and answer some of your questions out loud. First, we want to make sure that you have access to your Savi account. If any of you are new users, you can scan this QR code on the left to get signed up. I'll also send that link in the chat again for anyone in case you need help signing up. If you are signing up right now, you'll need to search for your employer or membership organization on that website. This is because we have unique sign-up pages for each of our partners. So search for your employer or membership organization to be redirected to their unique sign-up page. If you're a returning user, you can log back in anytime at buysavi.com or by scanning this QR code. When you're using Savi, there are just 3 simple steps to getting on track for savings. On your first step, you'll start a general info application with us. You'll do this when you first start with Savi, as well as once per year to keep your information up to date. You'll add in some general info like family, income, and employment, and we will run the numbers in the background to find what options are available for you. On step 2, after we calculate the options, we'll lay them out for you. You'll be able to easily compare and select the best option for you to ensure that you're getting the best deal. Finally, you'll submit your applications to enroll in your selected plan. Savi will digitally create and submit them for you so that you can sit back and start saving. I've talked a little bit about the different memberships here at Savi. It is absolutely free to create your account, and there is no cost to seeing what options are available. We have a free do-it-yourself option where you can enroll in your selected program on your own, and we'll provide you with steps on how to do so. But if you're looking for a higher level of service and for a tool to do the heavy lifting for you, we recommend our Essential or our Pro plans. Essential is most popular. It includes features like digital application creation and submission, uh, personalized help from student loan experts, as well as ongoing monitoring to keep you on track for forgiveness. Our Pro plan is our highest level of service. It's a white glove, concierge level of support, which includes features like an onboarding session, dedicated phone support, and every feature of the Essential plan as well. These are money back guarantee, no risk. They are annual memberships, so they're not monthly. It's not an automatic renewal subscription, meaning that you can enroll, get access to these features, make this process easier, and have peace of mind. We encourage you to click select a plan from your Savi dashboard, compare all the options, and choose the plan that is the best fit for you. Remember, if you're looking for that personalized support from our student loan experts, you will need to be an Essential or a Pro member. In order to access that support, you can click Contact Support from any page of the Savi website. We have resources like our Help Center, which include articles on common student loan topics, frequently asked questions, and even videos that show you how to use our website. If you're enrolled in the Essential or the Pro plan, you can click Contact Support and send us a message to get in contact with us. We've got a lot of different ways to reach us. You can either email us, we have a live chat feature, Pro members can schedule phone calls, a lot of different ways, and we've made it really easy to reach us so that we can give you some help. Alrighty, as we wrap up, again, I'll leave you with some next steps. Be sure that you have access to your Savi account by signing up uh, or signing in. We'll also send out some steps on how to create your account in the follow-up email in case any of you don't sign up right now. Enroll on the Essential or the Pro plans to access more Savi features, and be sure to complete your applications to see what you qualify for. That's everything I got for you today. And with that, we can open it up for some questions with what time we've got left. So let's take a look at the Q&A and find some to answer. Someone says, how much is the Essential membership? Great question. Typically, that Essential membership is no more than $70 per year. That's not per month, that is per year. Again, we will not automatically charge you. It doesn't automatically renew. And in many cases, organizations offer discounts on those membership fees. So some employers offer discounts on the Essential membership, bringing that cost down for you. And that's why it's really important to sign up on the correct sign up site for your organization. You can check to see how much that membership is for you by clicking select a plan on your Savi dashboard. Are there videos that show how to use Savi on YouTube? We do. We have an intro video covering a little bit about Savi and how to use our website. And we also have some of those videos in our Help Center as well. So if you already have your Savi account, you can click Contact Support and navigate to our Help Center to see detailed videos on how to take steps on our website. What is the interest rate if I consolidate? So when you consolidate, your interest rate is not based on current rates or market rates. It's the combined weighted average of the loans that you are consolidating. This means that it should stay pretty relative to your current interest rate. Someone says, I consolidated in 2022. Do I need to reconsolidate again? As long as you currently have a direct loan, you do not need to consolidate again. Even if you consolidated in the past, as long as you have a direct loan, you'll be included in the adjustments and you'll get credit for the payments made before consolidating. I work at a nonprofit. If I switch to a new employer, will that time continue to count? Yes. So there is no requirement to stay with the same employer for PSLF. If you change employers, you'll be able to continue earning progress towards forgiveness as long as your new employer counts as well. Once you turn in the employment certification form, you'll get credit for those payments made while working at your past employers. Someone says, what if I'm self-employed and my employer, I do not have one to list? If that's the case, you can indicate that on the employer page. One of the questions when you're adding an employer says, what type of employer is this? You can choose not employed and you'll be able to proceed without adding an employer. Someone says, is there anyone who shouldn't apply for the SAVE plan? So really, what your best plan is depends on your situation. I would really recommend using the Savi tool in order to see what options are available and see if Save is the best for you. In most cases, Save is going to give you the lowest payment, but there are some borrowers who would get a lower payment on a different plan. That's why it's beneficial to use the Savi tool to ensure that you're enrolling in whichever plan is going to benefit you the most. Someone says, I was interested in the essential membership, but if there's nothing I qualify for, I don't want to sign up. This is exactly why you are not required to enroll in this plan. You can enter your information and get all the way up to that results page to see what's available before enrolling. So we encourage you to add that info, see what's out there, and if there are options for lowering your payment, you can choose to enroll in Essential at that point. You're not required to enroll and pay upfront. There's no cost to seeing what options are there. So in your case, I would encourage you, explore your options, see if we can help, and if we can, you can enroll in Essential at that point if you'd like to. For those of you looking for the sign up link, I will send it in the chat again just in case anyone joins late and does not see that. How does Savvy help with Parent Plus loans? Great question. So if you have a Parent Plus loan, this is a loan in your name that was used to pay for your child to go to school. Because it's in your name, you have to be the one to meet the requirements to get it forgiven. In order to get it on track for forgiveness, you have to consolidate it into a direct consolidation loan. Then you need to enroll it into one of the income-driven plans called ICR. I know that's a lot of information, and I think parent loans are some of the trickiest ones that we work with, but Savvy can help with them. If you have a Parent Plus loan, we will identify that and help you take the necessary steps to getting it on track to forgiveness. The same can be said for all loans. No matter what type of loan you have, you can add it to your Savvy account and we'll help you take the necessary steps to getting started. What is a direct loan? A direct loan is the current type of loan offered by the Department of Education. It's a loan that comes directly from them, hence the name direct loan. This specific type of loan is what's required to enroll in PSLF and income-driven repayment plans. If you have older loans, you can consolidate to convert them to direct. Does the COVID payment pause count for PSLF? It does. Typically, only time you're making payments counts for forgiveness. But because COVID was a special situation, you can count those months towards forgiveness even if you were not making payments. To count them for PSLF, you just need to turn in an employment certification form for the employer that you worked at during the payment pause. What steps do I need to take once I've consolidated my Parent Plus loan? You should enroll it into the ICR plan, and then it will be on track for forgiveness. Again, Savi can help you with the consolidation process and with those steps afterwards, like enrolling it in the ICR plan. Can you upgrade to the Pro plan if I'm already in Essential? Yes, you are able to move from Essential to Pro. You will need to talk to our support team for that, as we'll need to do a little bit on the back end for you. So if you are in Essential and you would like to move to the Pro plan, please reach out to us, let us know, and we would be happy to help you get that set up. Can Savvy help me switch my Parent Plus loans to my child's name? Unfortunately, it is not possible to transfer a Parent Plus loan to the student. The Department of Education considers it the parent's responsibility, meaning it is in the parent's name. Privately, you and your child can come to an agreement about who will actually pay the loan, but technically, the loan will always be in your name, and there's not a way to transfer it to the child. Someone says, I previously submitted the PSLF form under Mohila. Do I need to resubmit it now? As long as you submitted that form and you received a confirmation, you don't need to reapply. Uh, that form will be processed once the pause is over. And then moving forward, we recommend reapplying once per year to keep your employment updated. How do we find out how many payments I've made? Savi can get an estimate of how many payments you already made and how many you still need to make to qualify for forgiveness. We can see that once you've added your loans to your Savi account. Do Parent Plus loans expire if my parent passes away? So yes, in the event that you pass away and you still owe a loan balance, your entire remaining amount will be forgiven. That way, your next of kin and family members do not have to worry about paying off that debt. Does the pro plan have someone fill out paperwork and review to ensure it's filled out correctly? And do they provide us with guidance for the best option? Yes, we do. So as a pro member, you'll be able to digitally create and submit your application. You'll also have access to that sort of white glove level of support. You'll have dedicated phone support where you can talk to our student loan experts and get assistance with your situation. So if you're looking for more help, you want a higher level of service, someone to talk to with helping you with this process, the Pro Plan sounds like it could be a good fit for you. Someone says, how secure is Savi? Great question. There are unfortunately a lot of student loan scams out there, companies that exist just to prey on student loan borrowers. This process is so confusing, and they take advantage of that. We want to reassure you, as I said, we are here to help you. We like to say that we serve student loan borrowers, not student loans, because we want to do everything in our power to assist you. With that said, our websites are secure. We do not sell or share data. There's no risk to doing this, and we always are wanting to put you at the front of our minds and doing our best to support you. So yes, Savi is secure. You can enter your information safely, and in many cases, we don't even store sensitive data. For example, credit card information, we don't save that. It's only used at the time of upgrading. If there's sensitive information provided on your applications, we also do not save that. So it really is a safe, trustworthy way to enroll in these programs. I'm also seeing some questions where people are going into detail about their specific situations. I know my teammates are on doing their best to reply to everyone, but broadly speaking, the Savvy tool can help you no matter what your situation is. So if you're looking for help with your specific situation, I really recommend starting a Savvy application because those results page is change based on your situation. If you, for example, have been in repayment for a long period of time and you are looking to get that loan forgiven, it'll take that into account and show you. If maybe you've recently started working in public service and you're wondering what your forgiveness timeline is, it can show you that as well. So, for those of you that are looking for that personalized help, just in case we don't get to your question, I would really encourage you to use that Savvy application and check out what options you have. What if I was in the military? How can I get that PSLF form signed? There's actually a special process just for borrowers who had military service. Typically, your employer signs the form to certify your employment. If you're in the military, though, you can use your military records in place of a signature. I believe the form number is DD214. You can attach that to your application, and that can be used to certify that time. Our student loan experts do have some familiarity with that, so we can help you with getting those applications together and turning them in. And that can be said for any employment. Even, for example, if your employer closed and you're no longer able to contact them, we can help you gather the necessary documentation in order to turn in those forms. What happens if I retire? If you retire before qualifying for public service loan forgiveness, unfortunately, you would no longer be a candidate for that type of forgiveness. You must be actively working at the time that you apply and receive the forgiveness. If you do retire, typically your best uh, option is to pursue income driven forgiveness, where your loans are forgiven after paying for 10 to 25 years. All the payments that counted towards PSLF also count towards income driven forgiveness. Plus, keep in mind that if you're retired, you likely have a low income and will qualify for a $0 payment. There's a very likely situation where you enroll, you get that $0 payment, and you wait it out until you hit that 10 to 25-year mark to get forgiveness. Someone says I'm enrolling in Savi. My most recent filing status was married, filing jointly, but I'm currently a widow. What option should I choose? In that case, I would recommend choosing the single option, so that we can accurately estimate what your payment would be. I have over 10 years of public service. Am I allowed to make one final lump payment? So I would recommend applying for forgiveness to get your payments counted. That will tell us how many payments you still need to make in order to qualify for forgiveness. You can't make extra payments to qualify sooner, and it is a waiting game. So if you have, let's say, 1 year left, you can't make a year payment and get it then. So you still have to work and make payments for a full year before qualifying for forgiveness. I received a letter stating that I qualified for forgiveness and I didn't need to do anything. Is that right? And is there anything I should do? If you receive that letter, that means that you qualify for forgiveness and they are processing to get that remaining balance discharged. So first off, congratulations on getting to loan forgiveness. Now it's just for them to process everything on the back end. I would keep an update, or excuse me, I would keep an eye on your loan servicer account for that balance to update to zero. If I'm not on an IDR plan, will that payment count towards PSLF? Great question. You need to enroll in an IDR plan for future payments to count. However, the account adjustments will give you credit for the past payments that were made on a non-income driven plan. What if I am not in PSLF yet, but I have loans that are on an IDR? Will those 8 years count? Yes. You can apply for PSLF right now and get credit for those past payments before you were enrolled. The PSLF application is retroactive, so even if you have not enrolled yet, you can still submit the form and get credit for past payments that meet the requirements. You can see your estimated eligibility and submit that form in your Savi account. I have at least three FFELP loans. Do I consolidate? Yes. Uh, the FFELP loan is that commercially held FFEL loan. So you are required to consolidate for these account adjustments. I would really, really encourage you to submit your consolidation request before April 30th, or excuse me, before June 30th, so that you can get consolidated and get included in the adjustment. If I had a $0 payment, does that count for PSLF? Yes. Months with a $0 payment on an IDR do count towards forgiveness. What about private loans? Unfortunately, private loans do not qualify for PSLF or income-driven repayment plans. Only federal loans can enroll in those. So if you have private loans, unfortunately, you can't enroll them in these programs. There may be some benefits to maybe refinancing or things like that, but I would encourage you to add your loans to your Savvy account just so that we can confirm what type they are and show you what options are available. If you don't know what type of loans you have and how can you find that out, you can use your Savvy account. You can add your loans to your Savvy account. We will look and see what type they are, and if they require any necessary steps, we'll notify you and walk you through that process. I paid over the past 9 years. Payments weren't consecutive. Would that still count in terms of months paid? Yes. Anytime you were in repayment, even if it wasn't consecutive, can count, especially with these upcoming account adjustments. If my loans were never paused during COVID, would that affect these options? So not everyone qualified for the payment pause. Some borrowers, specifically those who had commercially held FFEL loans, did not qualify for the payment pause. That time will still count since you were making payments. However, it's very likely that you'll need to consolidate to be included in the account adjustments. So uh, I would encourage you to check what type of loans you have. If you have those FFELP loans, or commercially held FEL, as they are known, I would encourage you to consolidate. The organization I work for states that it's a nonprofit. Does it qualify for forgiveness? Yes. Not-for-profits slash nonprofits do qualify. It's based on their tax status, called which is a 501(c)(3). As long as it is that type, you can qualify for forgiveness. I've been paying my loans since 2000. They were at AES, and I recently consolidated to direct loans with Advantage. How do I know if I'm eligible for forgiveness? So the upcoming account adjustments are going to give you credit for the past periods of repayment. You'll get credit for all those payments made before consolidating once the adjustments happen soon. Whether or not you have to pay for 20 or 25 years depends on some things like when you took your loans out and what types of loans they are. Um, I I'm not 100% certain off the top of my head, but I think generally, if you had uh, undergrad loans only, it's 20 years, and if you had Parent Plus or grad loans, it was 25. I could be wrong on that, but I will say that the adjustments are going to give you credit and let you know how much longer you have towards forgiveness. If you've already been paying on your loan since 2000, though, I would estimate that you either are going to get forgiveness or you are under a year away from it. My loans were consolidated in 2013, and I've been on an IDR since then. Great. You do not need to consolidate again, and it sounds like your payments can count for forgiveness. If you're pursuing PSLF, just turn in an employment certification form to get credit for that time. Alrighty. I know there are a couple more outstanding questions, but we've got just under a minute left. So with the little bit of time I have, I want to say if you have a question we didn't get to, I would really, really encourage you to access your Savi account because it's free, there's no cost to signing up, and you can see what options are available. There's a very high chance that you'll find the answer to your question just by working through that application. If you still need help, though, consider enrolling in the Essential or Pro plans and reaching out to our support team for that one-on-one help. So that's everything we've got for you today. Again, last kind of parting words of advice, be sure you've got access to your Savi accounts and don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything we can do to help. We are here. We want to help. We want to make this process easier for you. So reach out, let us give you some assistance, and hopefully find you some savings. Thanks again for attending, everybody. I hope to see you on another future session. We look forward to working with all of you, and I hope you all have a great afternoon.